So first we'll start in a seated position. You can sit in a chair, you can sit on the edge of your bed, whatever it is that feels most comfortable for you. And we're going to start with breathing. So we want to start with some breath meditation, because relaxing is going to help not only the practice, but help you throughout the day to come back to your breath, to become aware. And the more relaxed you are, the more likely you'll see some effect in these poses. So any seated position, sitting up nice and tall, just close the eyes. Notice the sits bones on the bed or on the floor, or your shins if you're sitting as I am. And just bring your awareness to the sensations of the body in those areas. Now notice your clothing against your skin, and also notice the air that you can feel touching your skin. Just notice the sensations in those areas of the body. Now bring your attention to your breath. As you inhale, can you feel the air going down into the belly? And as you exhale, can you feel it rising up, out through the nose? As you inhale, feel the expansion of the lungs and the squeezing in. As you exhale, the inhale expands and lifts. The exhale lowers and contracts. Just keeping your mind on this breath for a few moments. And this is a practice that you can return to any time of the day. When you feel stressed, when you feel tired, it will relax and yet revitalize you. You can pause this tape and just stay here for as long as you'd like and restart. But if you're ready to move on, just open the eyes. Now with scoliosis, you don't want to do a lot of rounding and continued rounding, and you also don't want to do a lot of deep side stretches that might fracture the bones or put extra stress. But we do want to warm up the spine. So we'll begin on all fours with the wrists, shoulders, knees and hips in alignment, and the fingers spread wide. You can be on the toes or the flats of the feet, just whatever feels better. But use your hands, spread the fingers wide, and press into the hands, protracting the shoulders up. Now from here, tuck the belly in and tilt the pelvic bone just slightly forward. Hold here for a few rounds of breath, just breathing in this position. You might feel the strength of your arms here, and you might also feel the strength of your core, which is good. So pulling the belly in, tucking the pelvic bone in, pressing into the hands and pushing the shoulders up is a lot of work in the body for some stability. So just hold here for a few more breaths. Now we'll release this by dropping the belly to the floor and lifting the tailbone up. On the inhale, the gaze goes forward. As you exhale, round the spine just a little and tuck the chin into the chest. Now, I know I told you I don't want you to do a lot of these. We're just going to do a few to warm up the spine for future positions. So just go back and forth between these cow and cat postures. In the cat, with the upper reaching stretch, don't hang in there too long. Just warm up the spine, warm up the wrists, the fingers. Finish this one out and we'll do one more. Next in breath, just come into neutral. Reestablish that pushing into the hands, tucking of the belly and tucking of the pelvic floor. Just really tucking and feeling the strength of the body. Now from here, just start to rock a little from side to side to warm up into the wrists a bit. Come back into center and go forward and back, keeping that whole tuck, press, and lift the whole time. You'll feel the strength of the arms. You might feel some lactic acid starting to build there, but that's perfectly fine. You're building some muscle. Coming back into center space, just release the press. Open those knees wide and rest back toward child's pose, relaxing the arms. So we won't stay here very long. We're just taking a little bit of a break for the shoulders before we rise right back up onto all fours. Curl the toes and lift up and back into a downward facing dog. Now pedal out your legs. In your downward dog, you want to pull your biceps in toward your ears. It's kind of puffing out just a little bit of the backside body, but you're also not pushing the shoulders up. You're kind of just pulling and rounding those biceps in toward your ears, setting yourself up. Coming into a static downward dog, really pressing the heels into or toward the floor. They don't have to reach. Exhale, and then just start to wander toward the front. Have your feet about hip width apart. Place the hands on the thighs for support and rise up. We'll do some half sun salutations leading to some more postures. So just reach the arms up toward the sky. Inhale, exhale to fold. You can bend the knees deeply here or keep the legs straight. In breath, bring the hands up on the shins, bringing the chest parallel to the floor. And out breath, fold it in. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, hands down into heart center. 3 more, just like that. In breath up. Out breath, fold. Bent knees are straight. To touch the floor, you may have to bend your knees. Inhale into the half lift. Exhale to fold. In breath, arms up. Out breath, hands down and in. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more, but this time we're going to hold in that half lift. In breath up. Out breath to fold. Inhale into half lift. And just hold here and breathe. Really tuck the belly in. Pull the shoulders back. Down your back. Just hold and breathe in this position. If it feels too much on your hamstrings, you can slide up. Just don't hold on to the kneecaps. You don't want to put pressure on the actual joints. And if it feels better, you can also bend the knees. So anything that you can get this back really straight and parallel to the floor is what you should do. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Now, in breath, coming up again, and out breath, reach it down. Beautiful job. We're going to transition onto the floor and onto our bellies. So you can just take any position you'd like, but perhaps just falling down or kneeling down on the floor, scooting those legs back. And before we come into laying down, we're going to come into a plank position. Now, plank may be difficult for you, so I'm going to show a couple of different versions. So the plank pose is just this position, really not letting your butt drop and not having it poking up. It's nice and tucked. The pelvic bone is moving forward and your hands are pressing. Let's say this is too difficult for you. Do this. Just set up in this position. Take 3 seconds to do that. And then just drop those knees to the floor, but continue that press and tuck. Hold and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Just push back a little bit, releasing the hands. Now we'll repeat that, but I'll go a little bit faster just so you can have your choices and know how to get into them. In breath, up into all fours. Out breath, straighten the legs. Hold here, or In breath, drop the knees down. Out breath here. Hold here for 5, 4. Breathe while you're holding. 3, 2, and 1. Release. Just shift those hips back. We're going to do 2 more of those. You can really work into the scapula. In breath up. Out breath, straighten the legs. Again, you can either hold here or drop the knees on the next in breath. Breathe and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Rock back, getting the weight off of those wrists. 1 more time. In breath up. Out breath into the plank. Stay here. Or in breath, just tap the knees, dropping here. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then release, pushing back. Next in breath, come up. Come down onto your forearms and slide your legs back. Now widen your step here because I want you to relax your butt and your thighs. So if you have your legs together, you're a lot more likely to clench. Walk those feet out. Let the tops of the feet rest on the floor if that's comfortable. If not, you can have your toes or you can have a rolled blanket underneath the knees. Line up your shoulders and your wrists. Spread those fingers wide. With the relaxed legs and butt, grip onto the mat or floor and pull your chest forward. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax just a little bit. You can even drop the head. We'll repeat this. Lift up, spread those fingers, engage the core, relax the butt and the thighs, and now grip that mat and pull through with the lifted chest. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Just drop that chin in. I know they can be difficult. And third one, we'll do 5. So coming up, lift, pull the chest through. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it down. Doing 2 more sets. In breath, the chest lifts. Out breath, pull back and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. We've got 1 more to go. Again, if it's too difficult, come up on your toes or have that roll blanket underneath. Last time. In breath, up, pull the chest through, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and now release. Just make a little pillow with your arms. You can even bend your knees, have the soles of feet up toward the sky. You can scrub the ceiling a little bit if that works for you. Coming back into center, release. Now, forehead to the floor. Arms by your sides. First ones, the palms are going to be on the floor, pressing in and your legs long. Keep your head on the floor. In breath, reach the toes away and then just lift those legs up. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Turn your head one direction to the other, relaxing the arms. We'll do 1 more like that and then we'll change the positioning of what we're doing. Forehead back down. Palms back, pressing into the floor. Stretch those toes away first. Keep the head on the floor. And in breath, lift those legs up and hold them for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Laying back and resting. Now we're going to switch it from here. Your forehead will come back onto the floor. Your hands are going to be by your sides, maybe touching onto your thighs. Reach the toes away. Now when we in-breath, we're going to reach not just our legs up this time, but also our gaze and roll our shoulders back. So here we go. Lift everything up. In breath, gaze is forward. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it down. Turn the head. We're going to do 3 more of those, holding for 5 counts each time. So forehead back on the floor. The hands can be resting on your thighs. Reach the toes away. In breath, everything up. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release down. And one more time. Forehead to the floor. Hands on your sides. Toes are reaching. Reach those toes away, keeping the length in the lower spine. In breath up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach down. Release. Hands under. Come up. Stretch back, keeping on the knees, and just push back just to stretch out the spine. One more thing to do. Lay on your side. Have your body in alignment, just nice and tall. Lift up. Now take that top leg, lift it straight up. If you can clasp onto the foot, do that. But if you can't, you can just have it up. And if it only comes this far today, that's fine. Maybe tomorrow it'll come all the way up. But if you can clasp on, do it. And then lift up. Lifting up and out. So we're pushing in the forearm down to the floor, holding up this big toe. Let me breathe. And release, coming back down. Get up a nice tall seat here, and we're going to do that 2 more times. So just open the hip, reach it up, clasp on if possible. If you can't clasp on, just raise it up and hold it there. No big deal. Lift it up, but you want to lift out of this bottom shoulder, and we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release that down. One more. Lift it up. Breathe and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, coming down, and just simply come up, shifting sides. Getting our alignment straight on our mat. Okay, testing it out. Maybe this is the easy side. Everybody's got an easy side and a hard side. Lift it up, clasp on if possible, hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull it down. Now some of that, the action of it is holding on with the other arm. And again, if you can't hold on, maybe you can just reach it up and try to get up really tall, and maybe you can just grab onto this and hold on. But if possible, grab on, hold on, lifting up and out, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release it down. Settling in, not sinking, pushing up and out. And one more, reach it up, clasp if possible, 1, lift up for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release that down. To come up, you just want to bend your knees. Any easy position. Now I've got easy crisscross Sukhasana pose right now. If that's not doable, finding your own position. But let's close here with just our eyes shut, palms are facing up, perhaps holding the index and thumb are pressing against one another with the palms up. In Gana Mudra, finding our breath. Again, noticing any sensations in the body from the beginning of this short practice to the end of it. Now these are designed for you to be able to do a little bit every day with these stretches. The ones that don't work, that's fine. And the ones that do those twice as long as time goes by. Once again, notice the sits bones or shins against the floor or the bed or whatever you are. Feel how the clothing feels on the skin, what the air feels like touching the skin. Noticing the body's sensations. Noticing our breath. And just release now. Bring those hands into prayer pose. I bow to you, you bow to me, and together we can say namaste. Thank you so much.